Hello and Merry Christmas. If you're watching this video, you successfully got the link and you most likely ordered my 2022 Mystery Advent Kit down Route 66. So this is where I will explain each of the 12 colors and a new video will come out each day. Today, the first video for day one comes out, and then tomorrow after midnight is day two, and so on and so forth. You can open as you like, but I will be explaining them over the 12 days of Christmas. And Max wants to say hi. Come here, Max. Come. This is my little work area back here. Oh, and Max is cold, and he got a haircut recently, so he's like, "Cuddle me, mommy." He says, "Merry Christmas" to you. Merry Christmas. He says, actually, one of my favorite things. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Okay. All right. So today is Christmas and today is day one. Let's talk about it. So you should have gotten your little wrapped ones, and up to you if you wanted to open early, but this is what they look like all wrapped up. And if you haven't opened early, get out day one and get ready to unwrap it. As here comes day one. Okay, so it should feel a little bit heavier than the others because there's a little extra surprises in there. And it should just feel like there's more. There's a little bit of Christmas presents in there for you. Okay, so if you go ahead and open it, open that sucker up. I'm not gonna keep this one because I gotta mail it off. Open it up, and inside you should have one little Christmas present. This is just a little spatula, like a little silicone spatula. I just find them so useful. Does it have anything to do with Route 66? No. If you order DK, it might be in gray. In fingering, it might be in red if you pre-ordered. Okay, because I'm officially out of these now. So go ahead and put that in your kitchen, even if you don't cook. I'm sure this is really good for jams and jellies. I just find little ones like this so useful. And I had to just sneak in a little extra present. And also, you should have a little bag in here. And inside the little bag is some Route 66. Hopefully you have two of them in there. Route 66 charms, double-sided. I love the fact that they're double-sided. It's kind of hard to get focused on there, but they're Route 66. And then inside there is the makings. You can either take the little light bulb thing and make them a stitch marker and use them as a stitch marker. All you gotta do is push this through the top of the charm. So you should be able to make two of them. And or you can also use this thing, which is an earring. So you can just use them as stitch markers. And then when you're done, wear them with the project if you want, if you're an earring person. If not, just use them as stitch markers. I just could not resist. I just loved these. And actually, this is only if you pre-ordered though, because I'm about to run out. This one's being mailed off. So I have to get some extra just so I can have some. But okay, so there's your little extra bits if you pre-ordered. But here comes day one. I hope you've opened it. And ta-da! It's black. Okay. Never fear, there's a lot more color coming at you. But the first one is called, day one is called Route 66 Road Trip. It is the literal road, the asphalt. And there's 20 grams, and it's either 87 yards if it's fingering or 49 yards if it's DK. And I find actually hand-dyed black is really hard to get, and I'm actually rather proud of my hand-dyed black that I do up. It's pretty neutral black, not too purpley, and it's nice and solid. So I hope you don't mind having a little bit of black for accent. And I will tell you what I'm doing with it at the end. This little extra bit here is so that you can actually make it look like a road. Now it is not, this is extra. It's like 1 or 2 grams extra. I did not steal it from this mini. And all what it is black interspersed very evenly with white sections of white. So you could do a literal middle of the road marker, you know, like the dashed white line in 1 or 2 rows, depending upon your project. That's what this is intended for. Hopefully you have enough there. So sorry if you don't. But just in case you wanted to actually make a road, and my plan is to make an actual literal road in my project. And I'll explain that in a minute. But first, let me talk to you about the history of Route 66. Okay, so I had to start with the literal road because it was started in 1926. So guess what? The 100th anniversary is coming up very soon in a couple of years. So if you wanted to make a road trip on the 100th anniversary, that might be really fun. There could be lots of extra fun things going on. I think the road was like completed in 1928. It is 2,400 miles. It starts in Chicago and goes all the way to LA. And what it did was intersect like through main streets of different towns along the route. This was before the interstate highways. And so they joined them all up. And that's why it's sometimes called Main Street of America, because it would join town to town to town, the main streets. And they just kind of tried to make sure that there was at least one road. They went all the way from Chicago all the way out to LA. And this was in the 20s. So guess what happened in the 30s? The Great Depression happened, and a lot of people were using that road to get out to California when the Dust Bowl happened. And then there was that novel called The Grapes of Wrath, written by John Steinbeck, where he talked about the Depression and the Dust Bowl and people fleeing to California. And he named Route 66 the Mother Road. I don't even know. If I did read that book, it's been a long time, so I can't remember where inside the book it came from, but it's why it's called the Mother Road. And there's even a song by Nat King Cole called Route 66. I think, yeah, there's a little bit of it I want to show you here. So let me see if I can share my screen. And I want to show you just a quick video. There we go. Let me just show you. There we go.
Page from our Sunday Morning Almanac, November 11th, 1926, 92 years ago today. The day highway officials green-lighted plans for Route 66. Completed in 1928, the new road began in Chicago and stretched west more than 2,400 miles. In the 1930s, refugees from the Oklahoma Dust Bowl followed it to begin new lives in California, prompting John Steinbeck to christen it the Mother Road. The ensuing years brought restaurants and motels and attractions of every sort. It even had its own theme song, this version recorded by Nat King Cole.
Get your kicks on Route 66.
In the 1960s, Route 66 became a popular CBS series.
I've never heard of the series.
The interstate highway system replaced Route 66. Still, some sections of the old road remain. The Mother Road turned memory lane. It's Michael.
Oop. Okay. All right, so let's see. Stop sharing. Lots of commercials on YouTube. I know. And let me show you the inspirational picture. Let's see if I can get that one. Is it up? Okay, let me. I think I need to bring it up. Hold on. I'm bringing it up so that, here we go. Let me share my screen here. So there is the actual literal road. Okay. And that white little extra white and black piece, you can make the center line down the middle of the road. I decided to make it white instead of the orange there. Okay, so stop sharing. But that's my inspirational picture, which was actually the same picture that was on the thing. So trying to make the actual literal road. I'm going to show you what I am knitting up here, a picture of something similar. Okay, so here is the pattern that I am knitting up in fingering. And you could, there's also some other versions that I can send to you if you want to do exactly the same thing in DK. Now it is a bandana cowl because hello, out west, what is an iconic thing that they wear out west? It's a bandana shape, which is literally this kind of shape. Although this one is not actually the same project, of course, but it is that bandana shape, which is iconic of out west because I think they used it to like block the dust and stuff. So this one is called As You Like Cowl by Colleen Kindersley Designs. Okay. So, and now I'm going to show you a picture of this very similar shape because I'm going to talk about why I'm not starting the knitting with this black. Okay, so let me share my screen one more time. There. Okay. So this is a different pattern, somebody else's project, which is beautiful, but you can see that they start the cast on in that upper left corner, which actually ends up back here when you seam them together. And then you start knitting down towards one side because it's instead of like this one, it's asymmetrical, and they go down to this side. And here I'm going to stop sharing because the end, like right here, you end, this is a cast off. Okay, so I want my road, my literal road to be right there. So I'm actually going to use black at the very end, but I wanted to show it to you first. So it's going to be like a strip of black kind of like at one end, and I'll try and put my little white dotted line down the middle of it. So that's my plan. So I'm actually not going to knit it today. And then I will talk a little bit more about what I'm going to do in my project to kind of get the colors where I'm going to be. So there's going to be 11 other colors and then a strip of black. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this little video explaining the first color. And if you're not a fan of knitting with black, so sorry, make sure you knit underneath a bright light. And it makes a fabulous accent for things. I just love how things pop off of it. So I hope you don't mind a little bit of hand-dyed black, which I actually am really proud of my black. So I'll talk about how I'm knitting it up a little bit more in day 2. So Merry Christmas. I hope you guys like your little presents. And I'll talk to you tomorrow.